Tuesday. It is Tuesday, February. That's right, it's already February. February the 3rd in the year 2026, and welcome to another edition of Tuesdays with Tom. Well, the month of February is here, and it brings with it Groundhog Day, Valentine's Day, President's Day, Mardi Gras, Ash Wednesday, and Black History Month. Should be a fun and educational month, full of historical information, and it's okay to learn about things that you don't know a whole lot about, like Black history. Matter of fact, it's beneficial. It's okay to learn. Matter of fact, it's okay to learn, period. Our G-list guest today is Jay Spratling. Mr. Spratling is a dynamic entrepreneur and community leader based in Birmingham, Alabama. He's the founder and owner of Corporate Facilities Management, Inc. We'll learn more about that as the show goes on. He launched his flagship company in 2006 after a successful 14-year career in the financial services industry. Under his leadership, Corporate Facilities Management has grown its footprint across Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia, Mississippi, and Ohio, providing high-quality facility solutions with a commitment to excellence and reliability. In addition to his work in facilities management, he is a serial entrepreneur who has acquired and operated a variety of small businesses throughout the Birmingham metro area. So he is a proud owner of 2020 Optical, a thriving optical business, Premium Property Trust, Inc., a pre-ret JLS4 Properties, Inc., and a real estate investment firm. And so we look forward to having those conversations with Mr. Spratling today. Our show today, of course, is brought to you by the consulting firm of Best Girl. So let's hear from Best Girl.
Best Girl is a consulting firm that provides customized leadership, access and inclusion, public relations, communications, and organizational consulting services. Clients include Fortune 500 companies, utilities, higher education institutions, small businesses, and associations. Best Girl's team of consultants, led by Joyce Gilly-Gossam, Emily Hedrick, and Sean Jones, partners with business and education clients to promote organizational effectiveness, communication, motivation, and leadership, with always an impact on the bottom line. Best Girl's customized consulting services include strategic planning, corporate communication, executive coaching, fundraising, and economic development.
Best Girl continues to customize the solution that fits your needs. So let's go to the round table and see what Barbara Wallace-Edwards and Michael Walker have for us this morning. I'm going to start off with a question to Michael Walker. Michael Walker, who's going to win the Super Bowl?
Well, I'm going to tell you who I think is going to win. I can't say it for certain. I'm going to go with the Seattle Seahawks.
I'm going to cut you off in a second. I'm glad you said that, because I get those guys on those sports shows and they be talking like they know what's going to happen, you know? Well, you know, I know they're going to trade Giannis over here. They've been trading Giannis for the last 2 years. You know? If I was Giannis, I'd stay in Milwaukee, but, you know, I ain't Giannis, so.
Yeah. Well, my question is, if they trade Giannis, what's going to happen to his brother?
Now, he's going with him. That's his name has been mentioned in all the trades. In all
Really?
Miami, Golden State, he is the other person that's coming in the trade. So, yeah. Hey, I guess if you're Giannis, you got that kind of clout. It's like, okay, well, I'll come, but you're going to have to take my brother.
Yeah, we're a package deal.
You have to pay him well. And he probably won't play that much.
No.
Oh, let's get Barbara on here and see what she thinks about the Super Bowl. Good morning, Barbara Wallace-Edwards.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you all doing this morning?
We're
Doing well.
Good.
Who you got? What's your prediction?
I'm pulling for Seattle Seahawks. I'm like Michael. I don't know who's going to win, but I'm behind Seattle all the way.
Okay.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
You know, it's interesting, and I got a couple other comments, but one thing is Seattle has, I think, 2 Auburn alumni.
They do.
And I know that New England may have 2. I know they now have Carlton Davis that's starting at cornerback back there.
Yeah.
But
Right.
Carlton has already won one. So I'm
Yes.
also going to try to pull for the brothers from Auburn. This is their first Super Bowl, first opportunity to win. So
Who
I
are the
kind of
guys
like
on
to see that.
Seattle's team? Who are the Auburn guys in Seattle's team?
Derek Hall is one of them. And then I think, oh gosh, I can't think of the other guy's name. It's on the
Okay.
tip of my tongue, but he plays on special teams and he's a cornerback from Auburn.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I know Carlton Davis has been up there for a while.
yeah, yeah,
In the
yeah.
league for a while. So
Yes, yeah. Hey, speaking of the Super Bowl, Tom, do you know Bad Bunny?
I know of that, but
Bad Bunny won the Grammy the other night, didn't he?
Yes, Bad Bunny won a Grammy and he gave a political speech. He said,
Yeah.
"Ice out."
A lot of people talked against ICE on that the Grammy Awards program the other night. So
Yes,
well,
yes. Our negotiator in chief says he's not going to the Super Bowl because of Bad
good,
Bunny.
good.
well, he's
Stay
not
at
going
home.
because they boo him. Well, that's why he ain't going. Well, I guess it must be you grow up a rich boy and nobody seems to like you.
Mm.
And
Only the people you pay
that's gotta,
like.
yeah, exactly. And that's got to be tough on you,
Yeah.
even on him. So,
Well, you know, it's funny how
A
you
rich
talk
boy
about
that
that.
also happens to be a narcissist. So yeah, he
Yeah.
has a real hard
That's
problem with
true.
that.
That's
Yeah.
true. But you notice how he's shaking down people. Now, you remember when Jesse Jackson had Rainbow Coalition and stuff and was trying to get things going? They accused him of doing a shakedown. As a matter of fact, they accused most civil rights leaders that were trying to negotiate equal employment opportunity and all of that type of stuff as doing shakedowns.
Right.
He's the shakedown in chief right here. Okay. I mean, so bad that we have a person here in the state of Georgia that is running for lieutenant governor, and he has proposed to change, I think it's Swanee Mountain to Trump Mountain.
Oh my goodness. Are you
Yes,
serious,
he put
Michael?
forth legislation last week saying that would be a great honor and dedication to President Trump. Now, the history behind Shawnee Mountain, it's up here in Kennesaw, Cobb County area.
Mhm.
It's named after an Indian chief
Right.
that was there in that location and did a lot of different things for the community. So it's been honored. And he's proposing to change the name to Trump Mountain just to curry favor because he's running for lieutenant governor.
Mm.
I mean,
Yeah.
the people that Trump has been backing and promoting lately haven't been winning. So that may not be a good thing. I was in Texas last week that the candidate he was pushing to win didn't win the election. So I'm not sure that's going to help them, but okay, that's what they want to go after.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I got to give Roger Goodell credit. You know, he stood up and most recently he just said that we have to reevaluate the minority hiring and the Rooney Rule
Right.
because this cycle there were 10 head coaching vacancies. Not one African American received a head coaching job,
Right.
and only one minority did. And this guy's a Lebanese guy, and he was hired by the Tennessee Titans.
Okay. And they have some guys in the pipeline, like the
Absolutely.
guy down at Tampa. I can't think of his name, but he played quarterback and he's been coaching in the league. I think he's
Mhm.
an offensive coordinator at Tampa. They have some guys that can fill those slots, but they get these guys who are in their 30s, and the scuttlebutt is this guy's the next great so and so and so and so, and so they stick them in there. And,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. The head coach of the 49ers, what's his name? Is his last name Schottenheimer? Is that Schottenheimer?
I
The
think
head
it is.
coach? Yes. I know because his dad was a coach. I think that's him. Okay.
Right.
Well, the head coach of the 49ers, he and Raheem Morris are very good friends. Um, and he just hired Raheem Morris to be his defensive coordinator.
Okay.
Okay. So he looked out for him. But
Right.
the story goes deeper than that. And I have a much more appreciation for the head coach. Several years ago, and this was back shortly after, I guess, Raheem finished playing football and had gotten into the league and stuff. And they were, I know what it was, they were doing the combine, NFL combine. They were in Indianapolis. And Raheem and some other younger coaches, they went out, to a place afterwards to hang out and what have you. And they were accosted by police in Indianapolis. Raheem was thrown to the ground, face pushed into the cement and what have you, handcuffed. And Schottenheimer, the coach of the 49ers, he intervened and wanted to know what was going on and why this was happening. And they did him the same way and handcuffed him. And Raheem said he looked and there he was right beside him on face down being handcuffed. Took them to jail and then later released them, didn't say a word. And then after a certain amount of time passed, Raheem received an apology which said that he resembled, here we go again, a person that had committed a crime.
Wow.
And, Raheem was saying he appreciated the fact that the coach of the 49ers came to his defense because, unlike him, his dad was not a well-known NFL coach and stuff, and he didn't have the clout to get out and what have
Right.
you.
Right.
But the coach of the 49ers took care of him. And this article yesterday was saying they reunited because, he just got fired from the Falcons and now he's the DC defensive coordinator for the 49ers. Okay. So when you hear stuff like that, it gives you a better appreciation for some people.
Absolutely.
Well,
It gives you some hope.
It's been a while back, and I don't even remember what it was about. But Schottenheimer called me one time about something. I can't remember what it was about. When he was at Washington, he was one of the assistant coaches. Mm-hmm. We had a long conversation. I don't remember exactly what he wanted. When somebody calls you and you don't really know him, you're trying to. The whole time you're listening. Okay, now what does he want?
Right. Why are they calling me?
Right. And I've always wished him well after that. So I guess he's a good guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
So let me say good morning to Anthony Tedeschi. Anthony is always with us, and Antley is with us this morning, and Raymond Crump. Raymond was a track star at Auburn. And,
yes.
Good man. I don't know who Big Buck Dude is, and Muffin Man. Y'all may know him. I don't know.
It is by the name.
Yeah, and Laura's here with us. So
good.
So what else you guys got?
Well, I've got something for us. We were talking about Black History Month. Long before the modern NHL, National Hockey League, Black athletes were already shaping the future of hockey. Founded in 1895 in Nova Scotia, Canada, the Colored Hockey League was one of the earliest organized hockey leagues in North America, made up entirely of Black players. These athletes weren't just playing the game. Many historians credit them with helping introduce the innovations like the slap shot and a more aggressive style of play that still influences hockey today. Mm. Those are things that we don't hear about, we don't know about, and that's the type of things that need to be incorporated into history. Period, not just Black history, but there's so much that we don't know, and it just needs to find its way into our history books and go to the classrooms, and not just something that's highlighted during Black History Month.
Well, if it's even mentioned,
right.
There's certain places you can't talk about Black history these days.
That's so true.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where's that?
Well, one is our dear alma mater. Normally during Black History Month, they're celebrating and having events throughout the month. We looked at the calendar yesterday. There was not the first Black History Month event posted on the university's calendar this year, which totally shocked me. I don't know why I was shocked, but yeah, I was disappointed more than anything else.
Well, I've been told that they wasn't having Black History Month this month. So.
Wow.
they're not going to acknowledge it.
Yeah.
They actually posted something on their website yesterday saying Black History Month. This is Black History Month, but if you're putting a post out there but not doing anything to celebrate the occasion, then I again we're
I tell you, if you look at there, and there's been a, I was about to say they don't have to do anything because there's enough other stuff out there
mm-hmm.
that people can tune into and so on and so forth. And if you really look at some of that stuff, man, it's pretty incredible what those people were able to do
Oh yes,
that period of time. And then they show
absolutely.
that shot. They show that shot on the National Mall, and that is just incredible. The number of people who came to that march on Washington, and then you just
Yes.
listen to Dr. King talk. And I imagine if you're on the opposite side of what he has to say, you may find it offensive. Uh, but that's just because you're on the opposite side, and he doesn't say anything that's offensive, not to me.
Right.
Uh, and so it is what it is. We're where we are because and since then, Obama's won the presidency, and there's been a lot of games, and so unfortunately we have Big Donnie. Uh, but
Big dummy.
he closed down the Kennedy Center for 2 years for renovations. Well, I guess if nobody's coming, you may
Right.
as well close it down.
Everybody canceled. Everybody canceled on him. They nobody wants to perform there after he stuck his name on there. So yeah, you just shut it down. But what happened to the livelihoods of all these people that work there? You've got the symphony orchestra that plays there, and
Yeah,
and the staff. I
yeah,
hope they're going to pay them, even though the center's going to be closed. But who knows? But he don't think about those things. We talked about that earlier. He makes all these decisions without planning, but that without conferring with anyone else. He just makes a decision and
yeah.
announces it and goes with it.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Michael.
Well, it's funny how when he first ran, his slogan was "MAGA, make America great again." And you think about what he meant by that, and some people, and this goes to what Tom was saying, and it's based on what side you're on.
Mm-hmm.
Some people adopted that and was saying he was going to make America great again, like it was, and be the military power and what have you, be the respected in world domination. To some people, it's making sure that we run things the right way and, economically and all of that stuff. But then if you're on another persuasion, you think he's talking about rolling things back to where they were before certain underserved communities got civil rights.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I was having a conversation with somebody and I said, I think it was all of those things because he's done all of that. He's gone across the pond and threatened people. He's taken over Venezuela, all this type of stuff, you know. And then with some people, his billionaire friends, they're having a great time.
Yeah, they are.
Things working
They are
out for
doing
them.
real well.
Okay,
Yes.
so America is great for them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but then you have some people that, like in Alabama in the Black Belt, where there were funding that was put together to help improve the sewage and wastewater treatment, where when it rains and it floods and they walk and get worms in their feet and all this type of stuff, and he canceled all that, saying that was discriminatory. So that's
Mm-hmm.
making America great again too,
No,
from
it's
that
not.
perspective, you know. And so it. But I will say that I will give people like Roger Goodell, who ignores him, and he caters to his employees and his personnel, and he does not shy away from that. And that takes a lot of courage to do that. But when you're the 8,000-pound gorilla, you can do that, you know. Uh, and I will have to say, Alabama decided to say, hey, that's enough. We're going to continue to move over here with our diversity programs because it adds to the university, not take away from.
The
Yes,
University
good
of
for them.
Alabama, you're talking
Yes, yeah,
about.
Yeah,
not the state, right?
yeah,
Yes,
yeah, the University of Alabama. Yeah.
yeah. I was really proud of them for that.
I don't know if you guys have seen this, but you know that lady, Savannah Guthrie, that's on the morning show, with Today
Yes,
Show, or whatever. Her
Yeah,
mom,
NBC Today show. Yeah.
her mom has come up missing. Did they ever
yes.
find her? They,
As
yeah.
of yesterday evening, I don't think they found her.
Wow.
As of this morning, they had not found her,
Okay.
and they're really concerned because she has medication that she has to take regularly that could prove to be fatal if she does not get it.
Man, that's got to
Yeah.
be. I bet you that Savannah Guthrie is at wit's end.
I
That's
bet
got to
she
be
is.
tough,
You
man.
can't even imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah.
hate for her. I wouldn't know what to do if my mom had ever come up missing.
I know.
Really, really
Well,
tough.
they're saying they can't figure out what this is for, because if it's kidnapping, are they doing it for ransom? And they say the game has changed with that because nowadays you can't really use the same tactics because what they'll do is have people say, go to this crypto or Bitcoin machine and drop the money off there, and then you get the person. So there's not a exchange, so to be, where somebody have to drop the bag and then they wait to see who come get the bag. So
Hmm.
they don't do that anymore. They're going high tech with it. And so they're just trying to figure out what's going on. But that's kind of like how they seem to be leaning that way because there's nothing else that was taken from there, like her personal items. So that make them say that she was abducted.
Wow. Okay.
That's
Yeah,
scary.
that's tough. I wish them well.
Yes.
That would be very, very difficult situation.
Yes.
What else you guys get? Let me ask you something about our brother Bill Belichick. They didn't let him in the Hall of Fame on the first ballot, and everybody went crazy. And all the commentators, I think we could do without some of the commentators on sports shows. And those. I don't know if you guys ever see Pardon the Interruption with the two guys, and they're
Yes.
talking, and they always crack on the guys who come on the morning shows. They always say, "Oh, well, they'll be talking about this in the morning, like they know what they're talking about and stuff."
Right.
They're always on them. I thought it's just interesting that they come at them like that. Oh, Lord. Anything else?
Tom, I want to acknowledge that we lost another icon this past weekend. I think Damon Wilson, who played
Yeah,
Lamont on Sanford and Son,
yeah,
passed away on Friday at the age of 79. I think he was diagnosed with cancer several years ago, and so um, our condolences to his family.
yeah. He was great on Sam.
Yes.
He and
Yeah.
Red Fox. Red Fox was awesome. and don't leave. What's her name? Aunt Esther. Yeah,
Aunt Esther out. That's right.
he went to
Um,
St. Red Fox went to St. Louis and he came back and gave them all a gift. And he gave her gift and she opened it and it was a watch case. And she opened it and there was nothing in it. He said, well, if you ever get a watch, you got something you can put it in.
that was one great show, I tell
He
you.
was.
Yeah.
He was. He did a good job.
Mhm.
Sorry for Damon's family.
Yes.
He was a minister too, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And he served in the army as well. So it was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Anything else before we move on?
That's
You
it
guys
for me.
good? Okay. Well, let's go to Sean. I think she's got a minute for us. Good morning, Sean. How are you? I hope you're well.
Good morning to everyone joining in with us. My name is Shantia Jones, and this has Got a Minute. Happy 10th birthday to my little guy Kai, whose birthday was this past Sunday. To me, birthdays are more than cake and candles. Birthdays are gentle reminders that we made it through difficult seasons, unexpected detours, and blessings we didn't even realize were unfolding. Every birthday reflects growth, resilience, and grace. So celebrate boldly because simply being here is a gift. Birthdays aren't just about aging, they're about becoming wiser, softer, stronger, and more yourself within every year that passes. Another year lived is another chapter written, and that alone is worth honoring, even in the quietest ways. You don't have to have life all figured out to celebrate. Progress matters, healing matters, just still being here matters. Blow out those candles with gratitude and not pressure. Birthdays measure growth, not just time. They hold the lessons we've learned, the strength we discover along the way, and the moments that you keep going to make life even easier, even when you felt like giving up. A birthday isn't just a number, it's proof that you're still becoming. Birthdays feel better when you realize each one is a chance to reset, reflect, and realign. Not everyone gets that opportunity. So celebrate out loud, rest without guilt, and step into your new year with intention. Happy birthday to everybody. Thank you all for joining in. My name is Shantia Jones, and this has Got a Minute.
If you're still there, would you come back on, please? I'd love to just talk to you for a minute, if you can make that work. Sean can make this thing work.
Morning.
Yes, she
How you
is.
doing?
Doing well. How you doing? So it was cast.
I'm cold.
Well, you're in South
am
Florida. You ought to be
cold.
warm.
No. It is like we went to Epic Universal over the weekend. It was like 23 degrees, right? It was fine, but then when that wind whipped up, oh, forget about it. I'm like, can we leave, please? And it feels like we brought it back home, so I am cold here.
Did Kai have a good birthday?
Oh, he had a blast. He had a blast. We took the Uber back, and I think before we even left the park completely, he was asleep. We walked over 10 miles in the park. And we were there from 9 until like 7:30. And it was a blast. And like the detail they put into that place was amazing.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Well, we want you to tell Kai that we wished him a happy birthday on the show, and that we're excited. And tell him, say, when it's your birthday, you're supposed to be on the show.
Well, I'll have to let him know. He played hooky yesterday from school, so he had to get his butt out of here today. So I'll run the show back and let him watch it.
I hope you got him all the French fries he wanted for his birthday.
And we did.
Good.
We did. He got all the French fries. He got the souvenir popcorn bucket. He got a wizarding wand from Harry Potter. Oh man, he spent all my mom's money. It was great.
Did you wear his t-shirts?
He did. He packs his shirt whenever we go on vacation. He's like, "Mom, did you get my shirts?" I'm like, "All of them?" And he's like, "Yeah, I need all my shirts." Okay. So I pack all his shirts.
Good
I love it.
All right.
As a matter of fact, he actually wore it today. So
okay.
He wore the shirt today.
Oh, good for him. Well, we look forward to seeing it. Okay, well, let's move on into the G list. Hollywood's got the A list here on Tuesdays with Tom. We have the G list. Our G list guest today is Jeremy Spratling, a dynamic entrepreneur and community leader based in Birmingham, Alabama. And he is a dynamic entrepreneur and community leader. He's a founder and owner of Corporate Facilities Management, Inc. He launched his flagship company in 2006 after a successful 14-year career in the financial services industry. So let's welcome Mr. Jeremy Spratling, and we'll pick it up from there. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Hey, good morning. How are you all?
Doing well.
Oh,
Doing well.
Thank you.
Good deal. Well, thank you for being with us this morning.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
I'm going to let Barbara start us off here with it. She's got a question for you, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
Good morning, Jay. Thank you
Good
so much
morning.
for joining us this morning. Let's go back to your childhood.
Mm.
Leadership doesn't just start as an adult. It starts probably in childhood somewhere. So let's just talk about your childhood. Where are you from? Your family environment. Just tell us all about your background.
Yeah, background is real simple, real humble. Born and raised in Talladega, Alabama. That's where I was reared. That's where I grew up. All of my family, well, most of my family is still there. Funny, my cousins came over this weekend because we hadn't seen each other in a little while. And they came over and we hung out for a little bit and had a time to get together and just chit chat a little bit. But yeah, again, born and raised there in Talladega, went to Talladega High School, had a plethora of friends there, had a really good time. Come from really humble beginnings, didn't have much. None of us did, but we didn't know it. It's kind of like
Right.
the people that are around you, your circle. Hey, you have this, you have that. Let's get together and go outside and throw mud rocks around. And that's we had fun doing it. So that's kind of sort of what
Yes.
my upbringing was.
Okay,
Great.
that's great.
That
Uh,
is great.
Tell us about facilities management, corporate facilities management. What do you guys do? And
hmm Yeah, we're a full service facility services company. We provide janitorial, floor care, and facility maintenance work. We cover industrial plants, commercial property, schools, hospitals, medical facilities throughout the Southeast. And we've expanded up into the central Ohio area. So we cover all those areas there. And under that umbrella, we have a physical security company that we provide security services for a lot of our industrial clients as well. That's a separate division, a separate company. We have around 100 security guards that work for us in that particular company there. So that's that division. And we have a few other services that go along with that that are separate branches or separate arms out of that. So in total, we own and operate around 11 companies right now through stuff that we've started or through acquisition.
that's
That's
great, man.
awesome. Yes.
Michael?
I want to ask you, Jeremy, what has been the single most driver in spurring you on to become a serial entrepreneur?
Yep, in my banking field and my financial services background, I worked in private wealth management. I was a stockbroker, financial advisor. And one thing that you learn coming up through that financial services industry is the fastest way to wealth in the United States is small business ownership. People look
Mm.
at you differently, people respect you differently, and people respect the dollar the way they don't respect anything else. I don't care who you are, what your background is. If you have money in your pocket, it changes the dynamics of everything. And I knew coming up, I wanted to be a business owner. And another thing that I guess motivated me is that I didn't want my children or my family to grow up the way that I grew up, which when I say was very humble, it was extremely humble. I remember the rent man knocking on the door, lights being off, water being off, and I said, my kids or my family or my generations going forward, they would never know what my background was. I tell them, and they think, Dad, that ain't real. I'm like, baby, yeah, that's real.
Wow.
But even today, that pushes me and motivates me to not fail. I mean, success will happen if you take the necessary steps to work hard. We hear all those key words: work hard, dedication, motivation, be ethical. We hear all those words, and if you do those things, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Just work hard. Success typically happens, but my driving thing is failure. I don't want to fail. I don't want to be a failure in the eyes of my children, in the eyes of my family members, in the eyes of my wife, in the eyes of people that are around me that are looking at me. We don't have a lot of people that we can look up to in our community. And every single day that I move forward, I said, I want to be one person that people can look up to and they can say, hey, I don't care what's going on in my life. If that guy right there can do it, we're in America, the greatest country in the world. If he can do it, I can do it myself. And that is extremely true. And those are some of the things that I keep in the back of my head on an ongoing basis.
So coming up humble, as you say, which we probably all can testify to
Oh,
that.
yes.
Um, how did you navigate the obstacles? What obstacles were there that you knew you had to get over to
hmm
get to where you are now?
Yeah, a big part of it was luck. I will not lie. My mother, she dropped out of high school I think she was around 16 years old. She had me when she was 15. dropped out of high school when she was 16. And my friends and I, we tell each other, our parents can only get you so far. They can pat you on your back all day long, but if their educational level or experiences only go to X, they can typically only tell you about X. So even now, I watch the news 4 or 5 times a day. I don't watch much television, but I watch the news all day long. And I recall when I was in the third or fourth grade, I had a teacher that said, "Watch the news every day. You will learn so much." So I watched Tom Brokaw on the nightly news when I was coming up. Watched him, then I started trying to pattern my speech after him to try to lose my country twang, to try to have more of a general conversation with people, to talk about things that were going on. So that was one thing that I had to overcome. And then education. I don't care what you've done or who you are. Education is the key to everything. If you can educate yourself, that's one thing that no one can ever take away from you. If you have education, you can change the entire trajectory of who you are and who your life is. So I knew getting out of my environment and then also backing myself with education. And every time I have a chance to educate myself, I've done that over the years. And even right now, I'm applied and accepted to the Yale Graduate School of Management. So I want to add that on top of everything else that I have going on. So yeah, and I try to tell people around me, my family, and everyone else, educate yourself. It'll change everything that you have going on, and it's always yours, and no one can take it from you.
Very true. Michael?
Jeremy, I see you have War Eagle in the background, and for those that don't know, Jeremy is an alumni of Auburn University. I want to ask you a question. Coming up from your humble beginnings, as you say, from Talladega, Alabama, and going to Auburn University, that had to be a change, culture change, somewhat for you. Tell me your experiences going through Auburn in a situation where you didn't start on an even keel as everybody else, your colleagues there. What about that experience helped propel you to this situation and how to handle yourself in the business world after you left Auburn?
Yeah, great question. And I'll preface that a little bit by saying I'll start the story off. When I was in high school, it was the last day of our senior year of high school. I'm sitting in class, and there was a gentleman behind me. His name was Maurice Springer. I don't know what it was. I was 17 years old. Something hit me. And I said, I haven't learned enough to go out into the world to be successful. I didn't know what my next day would look like because that structure of school, getting up, having somewhere to go every day, boom. When you graduate from high school, that's gone. And I started to get scared. So I turned around and told Maurice, I just don't feel like I learned enough. So that summer, I applied for school. I actually applied for the Air Force, got into the Air Force. But then I said, Air Force is not going to give me what I think I need. So I applied to go to school at Alabama State University. In August, before school started, I packed everything up in my car. Had never been to the school, didn't know where it was. I just knew a few people that were going there. I hopped in my car, and somebody said, just drive south. So I hopped on the interstate and just drove south until I ran into Montgomery, Alabama. I got to Montgomery, Alabama, and I stopped at a gas station. I said, where is Alabama State University? They said, go here, go here, go here. Ran into the school, went to admissions, got into school. Granted, that taught me that I could succeed on my own because, in essence, that was about all I had. Went to Alabama State for 2 years, but I had to transfer to Auburn Montgomery because Alabama State didn't have my major. My undergrad degree is in economics, and I was dead set on being majoring in economics because I took a part-time job at Regions Bank at that time, and the president of the bank said his degree was in economics. And I said to myself, if I want to be the president of a bank or a financial institution, I need to major in economics, take the road less traveled. And so that's what I did. And to transition to your question, Michael, to go from an HBCU to a PWI, the mindsets are so different. You have to be able to adjust. People look at you differently because you come from an HBCU. A lot of people think you can't perform and that you can't succeed. And you have to work, it's sad, but you have to work 10 times harder. No, really, you have to work 20 times harder to show people that, hey, I do belong here. I don't care which way you look at me, my test scores are just as good. my brain is just as good, and I can work just as hard as anyone else. So those are some mental stereotypes that we have to break within ourselves. Never said a word to anybody about that, but in my head, I knew if I was going to compete and to jump those hurdles, those are some things mentally that I had to do and to evolve from. But it did teach me that I can't compete with anybody.
A quick question: were you
Mhm.
an athlete growing up?
I was. I ran track. My track stuff is on the wall. Played football in high school. Didn't play a ton in high school, but played in high school. Enjoyed it. And the funny thing is, I was in the band as well.
Oh,
So I played
yeah.
baritone, bass drum, and trumpet. And I actually went to school on a band scholarship.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah. And I
Okay.
tell any high
That's
school
great.
kid, yeah, tell any high school kid, don't just do something in high school and college. Focus on doing something or do as many things as you can because those are people that you meet, those are networks that you make, and those are talents that you have, and you never know where those talents are going to take you.
That's right.
The reason why I
That's right.
asked you if you were an athlete is because of the mentality. You psyched yourself up mentally to
Yes.
compete with everybody else, and you built up a chip mentally. So you know what I'm talking about from an
Absolutely,
athletic standpoint. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely,
That
absolutely, totally,
competitive. Yes.
yeah.
totally,
Okay.
totally. And even when I started my job in the financial services world, the stockbroker, financial advisor, I would always be the first one at work, and I would always be the last one at work. You may be bigger, faster, stronger than me, but you cannot outwork me.
There
I
you
don't care
go.
who. I will not be outworked, and I still live with that today.
That's
There you go.
awesome.
I agree with you on that. You know, I tried out for the football team. It was okay. Nobody was going to take my job away from me once I got a job. It's like, no, this is my job. You're not getting
Right.
Right.
that. And
Absolutely.
I think you have to have that mentality to work like that. You know,
Hmm.
you nobody can outwork you, man.
True.
So, Barbara, Michael, you got another question for Mr. Spratling here?
Go ahead,
I
Bob.
do. I do have another question for Jay. Talk about 2020 Optical. I know that's one of the latest ventures that you and your wife have initiated. Talk about that business and where it's located, and why did you choose to go into that business?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and we're extremely excited about it. It's located in Bessemer, Alabama. I have a broker that goes out and find businesses for me. He'll go out and seek out the businesses and bring those to me. I have certain parameters that I look for when I make a big business acquisition or purchase. With this particular one, he came and said, "Hey, Jay, just take a look at it. I know it doesn't fit inside your box, but take a look at it." So looked at the numbers, looked okay. When I looked at the building, I'm like, didn't look great. But I met with the owner, and then I started digging into it. Jake Goodwin started a business, look, almost 30 years ago. Had been there. He had a extremely loyal client base. He sold the glasses, but more so, we make and manufacture. He made and manufactured the glasses in house. The
Mhm.
methods that he was using were probably 7,500 years old. It took him maybe 5 6 hours to make one set of lenses.
Right.
It, it's crazy. So I looked at it. He didn't have an internet web address and no social media presence. Did zero marketing. The only thing he had was a telephone number. I said if I can come in, remodel this place, put some marketing in place, social media presence, web presence, and just let the community know about it because nobody really knew about him other
Right.
than his other than his community. Now we're marketing like crazy. People are walking through the doors. We don't have an optical lab anymore. We have an optical boutique. We sell
Mm.
extremely nice frames, and the kicker to that is if you go to one of our competitors, it takes you about 2 or 3 weeks to get your glasses back. Typically,
Hmm.
we can have your glasses back within 3 hours.
Wow.
Yes, we
Wow.
went in, we upgraded all the equipment to modern day equipment, so all that antiquated process, which worked. We
Right.
all everything's computerized the way we make the frames. Any kind of frame, prescription that you need, we can make it in house, turn it right back around to you. Because if you lose your glasses, break your glasses, you still got to see.
Yes.
And so,
Right.
no, but you can't wait 3 weeks to say I'm not going to drive at night because I don't have my
Right.
glasses. You still need to drive. Or I can't
Right.
work. I can't work 2 or 3 weeks because I can't read my computer. No, you still
Right.
need to work. and if we can shorten that time, it expands our customer base. So those are some of the things why we went into that particular business there.
Awesome.
Hmm.
Awesome.
Great. Sound like he went to Bell South, didn't it, Tom?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. What I was thinking about when you were talking about this is, at the time, Bell South was huge in Birmingham. I mean, they were the business, and you could go to the bank with your Bell South check and just sign it and hand it to them, and they would cash it, and it was no big deal. And I said to myself, just like you did, I said to myself, I'm going to work for myself, and they're going to have to treat my check just like they treat the Bell South check. You know, when I hand it to them, I don't want to hear nothing about a license or none of that. I just want you to cash it, and that was my goal. You're going to treat me the way you treat the Bell South people. So I left Bell South, and they did treat me the way. You know, I remember when my friend Manuel and I bought a laundromat, and we went to Metro Bank, Mr. Bell. And we went up to Mr. Bell, and we sat there and we talked for a while, and I told him what we wanted to do and so on and so forth. And then he said, well, I tell you what, guys, I got to go right now, but you come down here tomorrow and you can get your money, and so on and so forth. And we walked out, and Maggie said, damn, G, he just gave it to us. I said, no, I had laid all the paperwork. I had laid everything out. All he had to do was make a decision.
Yeah.
And you know, you try to put the people that you're trying to deal with in the position that they can deal with you. You know, not lose anything on their end.
Absolutely.
Know?
Yeah.
And so I understand that.
Yeah, those relationships are everything. Even in, like I said, in the banking field, my banker tells me, he said, Jay, you don't have to come to the bank to deposit your checks. No, I want to go into the bank so you can, so people will see who I am, know my face.
Yes.
And when I need something, my bankers know me. My bankers know me. So that's why I do it. All about relationships.
Relationships are the biggest thing, man. When you have relationships. The guy I worked with at Bell South sent me a thing, and I've been gone however many years, sent me a thing, they wishing me a happy birthday last month. And then he had it was a woman was talking about, and I don't know who she was, but I guess she was his daughter. And I sent him a note about that, and he responded back. And he's just been he was my boss, but he's been my friend. And it's just been a wonderful relationship to work with. And because I had some bosses who weren't my friend.
Yes.
And that wasn't much fun. But anyway, what else we got for Mr. Spratling here? This has been great.
Jay, I want to ask you about the Slade Foundation. You're a founding board member of the Slade Foundation. Tell us about that organization.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, an associate of mine, Latrice Slade, started the foundation a little over a year ago, and that is one foundation that's heavy into STEM. We're trying to build a facility to bring children in to educate them in regards to the technical aspects of STEM and give them opportunities. Because right now, STEM is the hot thing, and it's not just here for today. It's going to be here for a long time. And if we can start the children off right now with learning how to use some of the more modern technologies and the sciences, the technology, and things of that nature will help them long term. Because some children, they may not have a chance to go to college or may not want to go to college, and we can put them into some of these trades/careers that they can come out and still have high earning jobs. And so that's one thing we're trying to do there is empower the young people to cut out some of the things that are happening with kids being on the street, not having things to do. And again, education is not just on the formal level in college. You can educate yourself or educate someone through so many different mediums. And this is one of those mediums that we're trying to do there.
Awesome.
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. Michael, Barbara, you got anything else?
Yes. Jeremy, I want to ask you this question. And this says, from the bio you provided us, in his free time, Jeremy enjoys mentoring aspiring business owners, barbecue grilling, cooking gourmet meals, fishing,
does.
reading, and competing in CrossFit style competition. Well, my first question is, with all the other stuff you have, when do you have free time?
Like they always say, you make time for what you want to make time for. Yeah, but honestly, I absolutely love to work. I will probably work until I leave this earth. I love what I do. I have a passion for it, and I think it's a give or take kind of thing. Uh, you can work as hard as you want to, and I have fun doing that. But every now and then I tell myself I need to scrape off some time or need to pull away a little bit to do some of those other things that I want to do, that I like to do. And the older I get, the more people that you have around you that you can empower on the work side of it, the more people that you have to put in place, it expands your bandwidth. And in I guess the last 10 years, I've tried to add incredible pieces around me so they can take some of the load off. And I'm learning that I don't have to do every piece of the heavy lifting because other
Right.
people want to lift as well. They want to learn as well. They want to be a part of something that you're building. And the more they do that, I can pull away to do some of those other things. So I guess it's just growth, just learning, and I don't have to beat my head up against the wall all day long by myself. I can get somebody else crazy to beat their head alongside when I need to pull mine off of it. So yeah.
And
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
attest to those gourmet meals. Jay and I are Facebook friends, and he's always posting these meals that I'm just like, man, when am I going to get invitation to dinner? Because they look so good.
We got to make it
And when
happen.
is
We'll make it
when
happen.
is when is the restaurant going to open too? Because again, you've got some really good culinary skills going there,
See,
Jay.
if I open a restaurant, that's when it becomes work. I will never let this become work.
Yeah.
Cooking, that's how I relax, how I unwind, and I'll go home. Even last night, I wanted just a salmon salad. Told the wife, take
Mm-hmm.
a piece of salmon out. I said, I'm going to grill some salmon, cut up some romaine lettuce, blah blah. No, no, have a salad with it and some balsamic reduction drizzle over it. And she was like, "No,
Mm-hmm.
it's too late. By the time you get home from work." But I said, "No problem. I will come and cook for myself. I will eat." Guess who sat beside me last night eating dinner?
Your wife did, I'm sure.
And didn't have a problem. Did not have a problem with it at all.
It
So
wasn't
it's
too
my.
late then, was it?
It
Hey,
wasn't too
Jeremy, it
late
wasn't too
then.
late.
Not at all. It was perfect timing.
It looks so good. I tell you, I was like mouth watering. I'm looking at these meals and I'm going, wait a minute now. This man cooks better than I do. This looks really good.
I have fun doing it.
Oh, that's
I love
great.
recipes. I love cooking. I love being around the kitchen or on the grill. Always.
That's awesome.
Good deal. Good deal. Jeremy, you got anything else you want to leave with us before we go? We appreciate everything you've said and done.
No, I think you all. I just want to let everybody know that a lot of people try to get to me, meaning for the business mentorship, talking to different programs, talking to the youth or whatnot like that. I'm always willing if I have time. If I can't, don't think it's a slight at anybody. It's just I'm only one person. It's a time commit. And I tell other business owners, if you want to start a business, do not stop. It is it's extremely rewarding. It's extremely hard, but it's something that if you do it, if you're successful at it, it'll change the trajectory of your whole family, your whole life. And when people talk about quote unquote generational wealth, you have to start somewhere. If you want to get there, business ownership is the key to it.
In
Awesome.
1986, Esquire magazine put out that edition. It's I think it was December, and I still got it on my wall.
Hmm.
And because when I read that, the cover says, "What are you doing with the rest of your life?" And at that point, I knew that I was going to leave my job and start my business.
Hmm.
But that, for some reason, just related to me that, okay, it's time to go now. You can go. Because I had been planning and planning and planning, but it never felt right.
Mhm.
And when I read that, it felt right. And I remember I went and told my boss that I was going to leave. And this was in January. I didn't get to leave until May because they didn't want me to leave. They kept putting it off. And I kept saying, well, I got to go. And it worked out. As a matter of fact, it was kind of like the military. I left the company and they gave me a contract right then. And so I left the company, but I still worked for the company for the next 5 or 6 years, you know,
Wow.
and
Wow.
it just worked out very, very well. And so I think I knew that's what I wanted to do, but the timing had to be right.
Right.
You know, I
Right.
had to be able to know when to do it and so on and so forth. And you know, you talk about it, and you know, sometimes Birmingham can have a little bit of Me Tooism, so to speak, I guess. And the word got around town that I didn't leave my job; I got fired. And
Yeah.
I didn't get fired, for all y'all who still wondering if I got fired, but it was just time for me to go, and it worked
Yeah.
out well.
Right.
And matter of fact, I'm still close to the people there because, as you say, the relationships are
hmm
so important. So,
Yeah. There's
Well,
no perfect
nowadays,
time. It just needs to be the perfect time for you.
yeah,
That's right.
Nowadays it's an honor to get fired, especially who you get fired by. I know people. I know a surgeon here in Georgia is happy he was the first person that got fired by Trump. He wears it as a badge of honor. So I think it worked out pretty good for you, even if you did get fired. Who cares?
That's right.
I hear you. Well, thanks a lot, Jeremy. We appreciate it, man, and we wish you
Yes.
well and all that you're doing. I guess one more thing I was going to ask you is, you know, oftentimes when you're the leader, it's you have to learn how to be the leader. You are the leader, but you got to learn how to lead and how to get these people to follow you, because some of them won't. And
hmm
it's an interesting thing. You learn it. I mean, I've been an entrepreneur for 39 years, and you learn how to deal with people, how to get people to go to that next level with you. So
Right. Right.
thank you so much for your words and wisdom. They resonated with me anyway. So
Yes.
Thank you.
anybody
you.
got anything else?
No,
All right. Well,
appreciate
thank
it.
you a lot, man.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you. Thank
We
you.
enjoyed it.
All right. Would like to just remind you all in close proximity to Auburn University that we will be having a book signing this Friday at the Auburn Hotel and Conference Center. The book, Just Follow Me, about James Owens, who was the first African American. Since it is Black History Month, and we can talk about Black History Month on this show, it's a good book. He was the first African American football player at Auburn University. He was one of the first African American players in the Southeastern Conference. I was fortunate enough to be his roommate for a couple of years, and I'm just proud of him. We will have this book signed in Friday at the Auburn Hotel and Conference Center. It's written in collaboration with myself, Gloria Owens, who is James's wife, and Sam Hayes. Sam is a former reporter. And if you get a minute, drop by the hotel and check us out. I think you won't regret it. And that's our show for today. We want to thank the audience, as always. We appreciate you. Thank our G-List guest, Mr. Spratling. Thank our sponsor, Best Girl Inc. Thanks again to the TWT team of Barbara, Sean, Emily, Michael, and Joyce. And as always, thanks again to the audience. And that's it for this February the 3rd in the year 2026. Remember, a day without a smile is a day wasted. Enjoy yourself. Make every day count. Stay safe. Peace.